Imagine, a prophet, by the command of Allah, sets out toward the sea in search of a certain man, a man whom Allah had blessed with special knowledge from Himself. They finally meet. But what happens after that? Even Prophet Musa, A.S., finds it astonishing. A boat, an innocent young boy, and a collapsing wall. Three events that on the surface seem completely impossible to understand. Yet behind every event lies a wisdom from Allah that is beyond human perception. This is the man whom we know as Prophet Khidr, A.S. And for centuries, one question has remained among people. Is Prophet Khidr, A.S., still alive today? Is he still somewhere in this world? Does he still meet people today? Or is this simply part of famous stories and traditions? Today, we will explore this mysterious event. But first, remember one important thing. We will not state a certain anything that does not have definitive proof from the Quran or authentic evidence. We will first see what the Quran tells us, and then we will understand what Islamic scholars have said about whether Prophet Khidr, A.S., is still alive. The story begins with Prophet Musa, A.S. Allah had chosen him as a prophet to guide the children of Israel. He had been given great knowledge from Allah, but on one occasion, Allah taught him an important lesson. No matter how much a human being knows, his knowledge is extremely limited compared to the knowledge of Allah. Therefore, Prophet Musa, A.S., was guided toward a servant of Allah, whom Allah had blessed with special knowledge from Himself. The Quran does not directly mention this man's name. In Surah Al-Kahf, he is described as a servant of Allah who had been granted mercy and special knowledge from Him. Prophet Musa, A.S., set out in search of him. The journey was not easy, but when Allah wants to lead His servant toward a certain wisdom, even difficult paths become part of the journey to the destination. Eventually, Prophet Musa, A.S., reached this servant of Allah. He asked him, "May I follow you, so that you may teach me some of the knowledge that Allah has taught you?" The answer was, "You will not be able to have patience with me." Prophet Musa, A.S., replied that, inshallah, he would find him patient. But there was one condition. Until the man himself explained something, Prophet Musa, A.S., would not ask him about it. The journey began, and then the first event took place. The boat. They boarded a boat together. The people who owned the boat allowed them to travel without asking for any payment. But suddenly, Prophet Khidr, A.S., damaged part of the boat. Prophet Musa, A.S., was shocked. He said, "Have you damaged the boat so that its people may drown? Surely you have done something very strange." But Prophet Khidr, A.S., reminded him, "Did I not tell you that you would never be able to have patience with me?" The journey continued. Then the second event took place. They encountered a young boy, and Prophet Khidr, A.S., killed the boy. For Prophet Musa, A.S., this was even more difficult to understand. He said, "Have you killed an innocent soul without it having killed anyone? Surely you have done something even more astonishing." Again, the same answer came. "Did I not tell you that you would never be able to have patience with me?" Prophet Musa, A.S., said, "If I ask you about anything after this, then do not keep me as your companion." Then came the third event. They arrived at a town. They asked its people for food, but the people of the town refused to offer them hospitality. Even so, there was a wall in that town that was about to collapse. Prophet Khidr, A.S., repaired and straightened the wall. Prophet Musa, A.S., said, "If you had wished, you could have taken payment for this work." And with that, their journey came to an end. Then Prophet Khidr, A.S., explained the hidden wisdom behind all three events. The boat had been damaged because ahead of them was a tyrannical king who was seizing every good boat by force. A small defect was deliberately made in the boat so that those poor people could protect and keep their boat. What appeared to be damage had actually become, through Allah's wisdom, a means of protecting those poor people. Then came the matter of the young boy. His parents were believers. Allah knew that if the boy grew up, he would cause them great distress through rebellion and disbelief. Allah intended to replace him with better offspring for them. And then there was the wall. Beneath it was a treasure belonging to two orphan children. Their father had been a righteous man. Allah wanted the children to grow up and recover their treasure themselves. So, the wall was strengthened. Here, Prophet Musa, A.S., learned a profound lesson. Everything that appears bad to us is not necessarily truly bad. Everything that appears harmful to us does not necessarily have a harmful outcome. And every decision that we cannot understand does not mean that there is no wisdom behind it. Allah knows. We do not know. This is the deepest message of this event in Surah Al-Kahf. But now comes the question that has puzzled people for centuries. Is Prophet Khidr, A.S., still alive today? When answering this question, great caution is necessary. The Quran does not explicitly state that Prophet Khidr, A.S., has remained alive until today. Likewise, not every famous story about his continued existence can be considered authentic evidence. There are different opinions among Islamic scholars regarding this matter. Some scholars held the view that he is still alive, while other scholars did not accept this view and stated that there is no definitive evidence proving that he is still alive. Therefore, the safest approach for a Muslim is to say, Allah knows best. We should only speak with certainty about what is established through strong and authentic evidence. But one thing is absolutely clear. The Quranic story of Prophet Khidr, A.S., continues to give us a living lesson even today. Sometimes a door closes in our lives, and we think everything is over. Sometimes a relationship comes to an end. Sometimes an opportunity slips away from us. Sometimes we face a hardship that we simply cannot understand, and we ask, "Oh Allah, why me?" But Surah Al-Kahf gives us another perspective. Perhaps what appears to be a loss to you is actually Allah's protection. Perhaps what you believe is the end of your life is actually the beginning of a new journey. Perhaps you cannot understand a certain wisdom today, but tomorrow, that same wisdom may become completely clear to you. Prophet Musa, A.S., was a prophet of Allah, yet Allah taught him that not everything in the realm of knowledge can be understood by human beings from the outside. So how can we expect to immediately understand every decision Allah makes? Sometimes our only responsibility is this: be patient, trust Allah, and believe that Allah's wisdom is far greater than our understanding. So if there is something in your life today that you cannot understand, remember the story of Prophet Musa, A.S., and Khidr, A.S. There was a defect in the boat, but the boat was saved. A wall was about to collapse, but behind it, the future of two orphans was protected. And whatever we may not understand on the surface, Allah has complete knowledge of it. And perhaps this is why the story of Surah Al-Kahf is not merely an ancient story. It is a mirror of our own lives. If you believe that Allah's decisions can sometimes be beyond our understanding, write in the comments, "I am content with every wisdom of Allah," And if you want us to explore more of the mysterious events mentioned in Surah Al-Kahf in the same detailed way, subscribe to Hadith Times. Because behind every story in the Quran, there is not merely an event. There is a lesson, there is guidance, and sometimes there is a mystery that brings a person even closer to their Lord.